Yeah, hi everyone. So today in this session, we are going to discuss about SAP projects, especially the live projects we are going to discuss, and we are going to discuss about the CTC of SAP. Okay, so what is that CTC? Okay, I'll just come to that point later. Yeah. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the projects. Okay, so why we want to discuss about the projects? Because in the earlier sessions, we have discussed about the introduction overviews, what is the difference between that ECC and S4 HANA. I think that will be clear for you, right? Yes. Now coming into the projects, because as a consultant, as a functional consultant, so you will be participating in projects, right? So you are made for the projects. You are a product which to be done for the project. Okay, so that is our ultimate agenda, so to do that projects here. So we have to know very clearly what are the different type of projects we have in the market. Okay, we should have a clear understanding about what are the projects we have, okay, how to have that implementation, all these things we are going to discuss. Okay, so in this particular thing, so we are going to discuss about the projects, okay, only regarding the projects. Regarding the implementation and other methods we can able to discuss on the next session. Okay, so let's get into the part. Okay, so listen carefully. Okay, this is most important topic for you, this one. Why? Because so regarding this projects and other things, okay, so initially when you joined any company or any particular concern, so initially for 1 month they will be giving you a KT session. What is that KT session? KT stands for knowledge transfer. Okay, so initially for 1 month, if you join any company, so they will be giving you the KT session regarding these projects. So what are the projects they have, how this project will work, so how this project should be approached, everything they will be discussing for 1 month. So we are saying almost 1 month of this with this maximum for 30 minutes we are just completing this. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, right. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so on this particular session, okay, so let's see about the projects here. Okay, yes. So let me list down, what all the projects we have. I'll just list down completely. Okay, so then basically we can go one by one and we can have a clear explanation on that. Okay, I'll just give you the real-time scenario with this example. Okay, so that time you can able to understand that very clearly, because when you are searching for a job, when you are entering into the market as a beginner, okay, so you will be facing lot of issues with this terminologies. So that is the problem here. Okay, so the terminology is a problem, because it's not like always they will be mentioning that we are going to have the SAP project. Okay, they will be mentioning this terminologies, what are the different type of projects and all these things. If you can know, if you can understand what is this actually, the terminologies, okay, you can able to see that. Okay, so you can able to see any classifieds, so you can able to find that these terminologies, they will be asking for a consultant for this kind of project. I want a consultant for this kind of project, so you want to know what is that project. Okay, so that is what we are just taking up here. Okay, let's start. Okay, so we have different type of projects here. Okay, so let me list down that. Okay, so let me list down that. Okay, yes, the first one, okay, is a greenfield implementation. Okay, it stands for a greenfield implementation. Okay, so it stands for greenfield implementation here. Okay, yes. And second one, okay, it is a brownfield implementation. Okay, it is a brownfield implementation. And third one is a blue field implementation. Okay, we have blue field implementation. Okay, I'll just write all these things, then I will just explain. Okay, that will give the clarity for you. Okay, don't worry about that, right? Okay, so blue field implementation, and let's go for next one is a rollout project. Okay, and we have a project called support project. Okay, and finally we have a project called, okay, so migration. Okay, so or you can take it as an upgradation project. Okay, so these are the projects available in the market. Okay, so as of now, to get the clarity for you. Okay, yes, so when you are entering into the market, okay, so as a beginner or as a intermediate, you are just entering into the market, so these are the projects you will be seeing in that one. So these terminologies you need to understand that very clearly. If you're not understanding the terminology, then it is very difficult to make this project live. Okay, right, even the JDs and whatever the job proposal you are getting also, they will be having this terminologies mentioned. So without knowing this, if you are entering into the project also, it will be like a, okay, it will be a too risk for you. Okay, so that is what the session is all about. Okay, so we are getting into that, right? Okay, the first one, okay, the first one, what is this greenfield implementation? Okay, so the green, okay, the green stands for it's a fresh, right? Always the green we will represent for a fresh start or for a new beginning or new initiation. Okay, same like this greenfield implementation, we can take it as a fresh implementation. Okay, we can take it as a fresh implementation here. Okay, it's a fresh implementation. Okay, so what do you mean by fresh implementation? For an example, okay, just listen to this particular thing, you will understand that. Okay, so for an example, a customer, okay, so wants to implement SAP. They don't have any ERPs, or maybe they are having using some other things in the previous their company. Okay, so now they want to implement SAP. Okay, the first time a customer is coming into an SAP for the first time. Okay, so that particular implementation is called as a greenfield implementation. So the customer has never tasted this SAP before. Okay, the first time he is coming, he is implementing SAP for his company. So that kind of implementation is called as greenfield implementation. Okay, from the scratch. Okay, from the scratch till the end of the project, we will be doing this project. So that is what is called as a fresh greenfield implementation. And also it is called as a end-to-end implementation. Okay, so very famous. Okay, you can see anywhere. So regarding you are searching for a job, you can just check in Google and wherever. So you can see this terminology called end-to-end, E2E. Okay, so everywhere they will be asking one particular thing. Okay, I want a consultant with one end-to-end experience. Okay, two end-to-end experience, like that. Okay, so so we are different from other ERPs. Okay, we need to understand that one part. Okay, we are different from other ERPs. Okay, for an example, if you take Oracle or Microsoft, they will be looking into only the years of experience. Okay, how many years of experience you have, only that matters here. So how many projects you do, so that doesn't matter. But here in SAP, so we are entirely different. We doesn't matter about the years. We don't bother about the years. Okay, even you have 15 or 20 years of experience, that doesn't matter. How many end-to-end project you have done, that counts actually. Okay, even your package, even your designation, everything is based on that end-to-end. How many end-to-end project you have done, so that is the level you can have it in SAP. Okay, so for your kind information. Okay, that project is called as a greenfield implementation. Right. And second one, here we are going to have the second one is called as a brownfield implementation. What is a brownfield implementation? Okay, so the brownfield implementation is nothing but, okay, so I'll just tell you what available in the market. Okay, as per SAP, the brownfield implementation means it is equal to migration. Okay, as per SAP, the terminology of brownfield implementation means it denotes the migration. Okay, then you can ask me, okay, why this migration is given separately and this is given separately. Okay, that is what the manipulation happened in the market, because this brownfield actually SAP has announced as a migration project. Okay, yes. So but later what happened is the people in the market, all these people has manipulated and tried to make this and a different angle. They're taken as brownfield as a different angle. So now the brownfield is something different. Okay, actually the brownfield is made for this migration. Okay, now this particular brownfield is called as a restarting project in the market. Okay, in the market, so you can take this as a restarting project. What is a restarting project? For an example, a customer, okay, who plans to implement SAP like a greenfield. Okay, so they started implementing SAP, so in between they dropped due to some non-cooperation with the users, or maybe some decisions made, or something is not happening. Okay, at any reasons, okay, they have stopped. So they have stopped, the implementation has been stopped. Okay, so what will happen? So it is dropped, right? Yes. Then after some months, okay, maybe after some months or after some years, again they are restarting that. Okay, that kind of restarting the project is called as a brownfield implementation. That is what the market level of understanding we have. But as per SAP, this brownfield is equal to migration. Okay, for your kind information. Okay, always we need to stick with the market. So that is what in the market it is there. But as per SAP, the terminology of brownfield is equal to migration. Okay, right. And third one, okay, so third one is bluefield implementation. Is a very rare implementation, but just you want to understand the terminology, that's why I just want to give you here. Okay, so bluefield implementation, very rare implementation. So what is this bluefield? Okay, bluefield also it's a migration. So I'm just keep on saying the migration. What is a migration? Okay, so migration is very simple. For an example, so the company is using, okay, a customer is using one of the product of SAP. For an example, okay, they are using a product called, okay, so maybe I'll just take an example. Okay, just take an example here. Okay, so I'll just take an example. Okay, you can take an example here. For an example, okay, so a customer, okay, so a customer is available here. For an example, they are using one version. Okay, so the customer is using one version of SAP here. So now they want to come to another version. Okay, so this is version 1 and this is version 2. Okay, so they want to migrate. Okay, so you can just think like you are staying in a house. Okay, the number 1 is a house. Currently you are staying in one house. Okay, number 2 is your new house. You want to vacate this house and you want to migrate here. Okay, from here to here you want to migrate. Okay, you want to vacate and you want to go to a new house. Same thing, it is called as migration. From one version we are migrating, we are just vacating completely and we are going to another version. Okay, for an example, best example is we can take ECC and S4 HANA, right? That is the latest migration is going on. It's very trending now, right? So from ECC to S4 HANA, so the migration is the same thing. Okay, so we are just vacating the ECC completely and we are going into S4 HANA. Okay, so that is called as a migration. Okay, yes. So in this migration, what we will normally do, for an example here, just think of here we have from 3 luggages. 3 luggages are there in this one, for an example. Okay, yes. So when you migrate, when you vacate, so what will you do? So you will pick all these things, right? You will pick this, you will pick this, you will pick this, then you will migrate to the new vacation, right? So here. Okay, so you will vacate to a new house. But in Bluefield implementation, okay, in Bluefield implementation, you will not pick all these things. Okay, you will not pick all these things. You will pick only which one you need. For an example, 3 boxes are there. So in this, which is very important, for an example, I want only this. Okay, I will pick only this. For an example, okay, all other things I don't want. Okay, I just pick only this, and only this will be migrated to the, okay, so next level. Okay, so it's something weird, right? Yes, that is what is a Bluefield implementation. Okay, so some customers will ask that one. Okay, I don't want to take all these things to the new thing. Okay, so whatever I need, okay, only that I need take. So other things I will just manage in the new version. Okay, that is what the actual terminology means for. So this is also a terminology. Okay, just for your understanding. Maybe you are getting a project in like a Bluefield. You should not say that I'm not sure. Okay, for your understanding. Okay, right. Okay, so now coming back, okay, now you will be getting this particular thing. So we can call it as a spot picking. Okay, so that will be the best name for this, spot picking. What is the spot you need? Only that you can pick and you can migrate to a new version. Okay, right. And coming to the 4th one, you can say it is a rollout project. Okay, very popular and very common project. Okay, as a beginner, as a fresher, anyone can get this rollout project. Initially you will be getting this kind of project rollout. What is that rollout? For an example, you just take, okay, a customer is having, okay, a customer is having some 3 plans. Okay, they are having some 3 plans here. Okay, so they are having some 3 plans. In one plan they have implemented SAP. Okay, so for a trial, okay, so maybe they will be having some all this things, right? So method we can try that one. So in one plan they have tried to implement SAP. Okay, it is run well, so SAP has given a good return of investment, everything. So now the customer has decided to extend this project to other 2 plant also. So that kind of project, that kind of extension project is called as a rollout project. Okay, I'll repeat again. Okay, so customer is having 3 plant. Okay, you can take 3 plants. In the 3 plant, out of 3 plants, so they are just having, plant means factory. Okay, so plant means factory, a manufacturing unit, a factory. Okay, so they have 3 factories. Okay, in that one factory they have implemented SAP. It is running well now. So now the customer has decided to extend this SAP to other 2 plant also. Okay, why I'm just using the word called extension means, okay, we are not going to start from the scratch, because it's not like greenfield. I'm not going to start from the scratch because already it is taken in one of the factory, right? So I can start with that. Okay, I just copy that factory's element, what all the SAP I just implemented there, I can copy to other 2 plant and I can easily modify. So that is why I just mentioned as an extension project, right? So yes. And the 5th one, okay, it's a support project, very popular for the beginners. Okay, very popular. You will be normally entering into that one, you will be taken as a support consultant. Okay, so it is nothing but the customer care. It's a, for easy understand, I just put as a customer care, and we will be supporting in online. Okay, so normally we will be getting, right, for an example, if you have any broadband issue, all these things, you will be raising a ticket to the broadband and they will be giving a service numbers, okay, SR number, and based on that you will follow, and once it is solved we will be closing that ticket, right? Same thing in our support also, we are using a ticketing system. Okay, the customer will raise the ticket and it will come to you. So you have to analyze what is the problem and you have to give a solution for that problem. Okay, that ticket will be closed. There are different type of tickets we have, low level ticket, mid level ticket, a critical ticket, so like that will be there. Okay, so yes, so we can able to solve that issues and we can able to close the ticket. So normally we will be supporting in online, but nowadays we are supporting in offline also, because some of the customers will ask the consultant to come directly and support to the customers. Maybe they are not aware of, or in terms of giving more training to the users, like that. Okay, so we need to go there and we need to give a training. So both the way, but online is very popular, but offline also it is there. Okay, yes. And finally, not the least, okay, so we are having the migration or upgradation project. Very simply we can say that, okay, so ECC to S4 HANA. Okay, example, okay, I'm just not saying only this, okay, but the current trending is this, right? So most of the customers are having ECC now, so they don't have any previous versions now. So I hope, okay, definitely it will not be there. So everyone, okay, other than S4 HANA users, everyone is having ECC now. So ECC to S4 HANA will be the migration for next 5 years. So mostly you should focus on the migration project, because that you will be getting L of numbers. Okay, don't look into this one. For an example, always don't look into this end to end. So that will be a wrong practice. No. So most of the consultant, what they will think is, okay, so if you do end to end, then only we have a scope. They will wait for the projects. So they will wait for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. They will waste their time. Okay, so that is not the actual practice. So if you are getting any project here other than greenfield, okay, so greenfield is very rare for beginners. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so whatever the projects you got, okay, just do it. Just do it. It's not like only end to end will help you. Okay, for an example, if you do 5 rollout, that is equal to 1 end to end. Okay, if you do 10 support projects, it is equal to 1 end to end. If you do 5 migration, it will be equal to 1 end to end. So everything is having an equivalent. Okay, so don't wait for your opportunity. Okay, create an opportunity and do whatever the projects you have. Increase your count. Okay, increase your count of projects, then automatically you can able to succeed here. Okay, right. So this is all about the projects. Okay, so we are going to have in the live system. When you are entering into the market, okay, we can see this terminologies. By seeing the terminology, you can clearly understand what type of project they are asking for you. Okay, you choose wisely and get into the career, so you can able to succeed. Right? Yes. So regarding the projects, okay, I hope it is clear for you, right? Yes. So now regarding the next thing, what we are going to have is, so we are going to see about, okay, so the cost to the company. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the cost to the company. Okay, CTC means I just given the cost to the company, or you can take it as cost to the customers. Okay, you can say this as a cost to customers. Yeah. So what is the cost for the customers? Okay, that you need to understand here. So you need to understand what is the cost for the customers. Okay, so why I just mentioned this cost to the customer, why a consultant you need to know about this thing is very simple, because you need to know, you need to feel the pain of a customer. Okay, how much they are investing, so that is equal to your implementation, because they are trusting you, so you are implementing behalf of them. Because they are invested how much amount of money in this SAP, you want to know that. Okay, if you know the fact, how much they have invested on this one, automatically you will be having, okay, so you will be having something related SAP and you can do it well. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so let's show you the SAP. Okay, so CTC. Okay, so let's do that one. Okay, yes. So the cost to the customer. Okay, if any customer wants to implement SAP for their company, okay, so what will be the cost? Okay, so what will be the cost? We have to see that here. Okay, so let's see that here. Okay, so if a customer, okay, if a customer wants to implement SAP, so what are all the elements they need? Okay, what are all the elements they need? Okay, so they need different elements, right? For an example, they need different elements. So starting with, okay, a software. Okay, starting with the software. Okay, so they need a hardware. Okay, so they need a user licenses. Okay, they need a user licenses. Okay, so they need a implementation cost. Okay, implementation cost. And finally they need to invest on AMC. Okay, so these are the things you need to have, you need to keep in mind, so when the customer is buying an SAP. Okay, so what is the cost impact? We are just giving the cost impact directly here. For an example, let's take this software. Okay, so the software, okay, so you need to buy a software. Okay, so you need to buy a product, but now the SAP has given like a business suite, okay, business model. So it's a package. Okay, you don't need to pay for software separately. So it is totally free. Okay, so it's free. It comes under the package. It comes under the package. If you buy S4HANA package, so it will always the software, database, everything will comes into the package. Okay, that doesn't matter here. So other way, so you have to pay some amount on the hardware part. So because any software needs a hardware to install and implement that. Okay, so that hardware, so you need minimum 3 hardware. Okay, means 3 servers you need. Okay, then only you can able to successfully implement this, or else you cannot able to implement this. Okay, successfully, if you want to implement SAP, you need minimum 3 servers. Okay, so what is the cost of the servers? I'll just give you the minimum average. It will take 40 lakh rupee. Okay, 40 lakh rupee you need to invest, and it will go higher based on the size of the company. If the size of the company is very higher, the investment will be more higher than this. So 40 lakhs I'm just given as an average. Okay, same way you have to go for the user license here. So in terms of user license, okay, we have, okay, so 3 type of user license here. Okay, just take this 3 type of user license here. So one license is a professional license, okay, for S4HANA, and second one is a function license. Okay, so we have a functional license here, and third one is a productive license. So we have 3 type of licenses here. Okay, if you take a professional license, it will cost you, one license cost 4 lakh rupee, because this is a top level of license which will be used by the consultants, the developers, and the top level management. Okay, yes, and the second level is for the functional thing. Okay, so it is a mid-level access, can be used by the mid-level users and all other people. So it will also cost you 1 lakh rupee for the function. Okay, and the third one is a productive here. So productive will be used by the shop floor workers. Okay, who is working in the shop floor? So maybe the production supervisor, the store in charge, okay, the quality in charge, like that. Okay, so even that will cost you around 40,000 rupees also. Okay, so now you can just think of, okay, user license here. So if a customer wants to buy some 3,000 license for their company, so what will be the cost? Yes, it is more than a crore, right? So the more than a crore it cost, right? So the customer's investment cost more than a crore. Okay, still it is not end here. So still we have 2 more setups here. So we have the implementation cost and the AMC also. The implementation cost is nothing but, so they need to pay for us, right? So we are the expert. So we are entering into the market. Okay, we are entering into the market, and we are just doing the project for the customers. Right, in behalf of customers, we are doing the project here. So the customer has to pay for us, right? So that is cost is also called as an implementation cost. Okay, so what is the average cost for this implementation is just 60 lakhs. Okay, 60 lakhs, and it will go higher. Okay, so that is the normal cost for a S4HANA implementation in any company. So it will take around 60 lakhs, and it will go higher. Okay, and finally, so the SAP customers has to pay for AMC also. AMC stands for annual maintenance charges. Okay, they have to pay for some annual maintenance charges here. So what type of annual maintenance they have to pay is, okay, so they have to pay around 22% of, okay, user license cost. Okay, 22% of user license cost. Okay, so they need to pay. Okay, so every year, okay, every year they need to pay for it. Every year. Okay, so not one time. Okay, so every year it's a recurring cost. Every year you need to pay for this. It is a recurring cost. So this 22% is the highest ever. Okay, so you cannot see anything like this in the other ERPs. Okay, comparing with other ERPs, SAP is having this largest AMC percentage in this one. So you can think about the investment of customer here. Okay, so the investment of a customer is very huge here. Almost it's nearby 2 crores here. So the customer wants to invest on this. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. The thing is, it's a real fact. Okay, it's a real fact. The customers are paying for that. If a customer is paying for any asset, okay, if paying for any machine for their company and all these things, they will pay. Okay, that is a normal thing. But paying for IT product, okay, mainly for the software, so they are investing this much. It is not a normal one, right? So especially in India, so it is totally abnormal. Okay, but still they are paying for this because, so they have a trust on SAP, because definitely we will get a return of investment, and also the business will get improved, and also one of the very important thing, the user discipline. Okay, so you will get the user discipline, and they will have some good business process logic they can able to approach. Okay, yes, that is what ultimately the customers are failing there. So they cannot bring the users and they cannot able to keep them in the right area. Okay, so that is what we have here. Okay, so that is the process, so we are just implementing here. Okay, so that is what the customer is ready to invest on this much. And also SAP has already, we have just discussed, SAP has agreed to give the return of investment. Okay, you will get the return of investment within 2 to 3 years when you implement SAP. So that is quite well. Okay, so even Oracle is declaring, it's stating that it will take 5 years, but we are declaring that within 2 to 3 years you will get the return of investment. So that is fine. So then we can invest on this one. Okay, right. So this is all about the projects and the CTC, what I just want to convey on this particular session. I hope it is very clear. Okay, so on the next session, okay, so what we are going to have in the next session is we are going to discuss about the implementation methodology. Okay, so we are going to see about the implementation methodology. Okay, so we have seen so much regarding about the projects, right? So we have discussed only about the project, what are the projects we have and all these things, right? We didn't discuss about the implementation, right? How to implement that. So project, just terminology, that is fine. Okay, so how to implement that project. Okay, so there are predefined method which is given by the Germans, because Germans we cannot able to take it light, right? So because the Germans are already developed all the methods, this is the method we need to use for this product. For an example, for ECC they have a separate method, and for S4HANA they have a separate methods. Okay, everything we need to discuss on this. Both the thing we have to see. We have to see the ECC and S4HANA, both the things we need to understand. So then only what we had earlier and what we are using now we can understand this one. Okay, so next session, okay, so we are going to have this SAP implementation methodology. Okay, so most important thing. Okay, so because so you cannot use any other method. Okay, so your own method you cannot able to apply on this particular SAP here. Okay, so this was very clearly defined by SAP that, okay, so whatever the method they have suggested and they have developed, only that we need to apply, because SAP will have a routine audit on this customer and all these things. Okay, so if you are not following the particular thing, particular method, and you are implementing SAP in all these things, if customer has given some wrong feedback on the audit or something, so even we will be getting a license cancellation also, that is possible there. Okay, so SAP will be very strict on this particular thing. So let's see that. Okay, so on the next session, the implementation methodology for ECC and S4HANA, because that is the trending topic now. So we need to understand that. Okay, so how it can be done. Okay, yes, I hope the projects and the cost to the customer, how it is getting costed, how much the customer is investing, all these things, I think you will be getting an idea clear about this one. Okay, so on the next session, let's start with an SAP implementation methodology, most interesting topic. Okay, so you will be doing that, because that is actually what you are going to do in the project as a consultant. Okay, when you are entering into the project, you are going to implement that project as per the same statement what we are going to see now. Okay, so let's have that one. Okay, I think so let's close the session. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, we'll see the next session. Yes, thank you.